This is my book of the month for February, Autobiography of Malcolm X by Alex Haley. I actually meant to do this earlier, kind of doing it for Black History Month, but I forgot February is a short month. I haven't read this book in a few years. As you can see, it's kind of worn, but this is one of my favorites. This kind of feels like a book that everybody should read. So I love reading autobiographies and biographies of interesting people, and his life is about as interesting as it gets. Alex Haley interviewed him for about, I think, over the course of 2 years, and it's kind of written in a way where you can it's like Malcolm is speaking through the book, basically. So, I mean, he didn't actually write, obviously, but so Malcolm X wouldn't agree to doing the book or the interviews unless everything that he wanted to say was in the book, and anything that he didn't want in there was in there. So it was on his terms. It was released about a year after he was assassinated. So, and for a number of different reasons, it almost didn't happen. So we're really lucky that we even have this book. It goes without saying, it's obviously a really inspiring book. I feel like it kind of embodies the human spirit as a whole. Even if you don't agree with his views or don't like him or whatever reason, I feel like pretty much anybody could get something out of this book, even if you're not trying to become an active civil rights leader. If you're even just trying to make changes in your life, just basic stuff like lay off booze or drugs, or start exercising more, just making some sort of improvement in your life, I feel like this can kind of help you gain some perspective. I mean, this guy went through so many different evolutions in his life, just constantly evolving and changing as he grew up, basically. And this was it was also adapted into the Spike Lee movie, which is probably the Spark Notes version of it. I don't think I've seen that movie, at least not in a while. But if you don't like reading, just fine watch that, I guess. A couple things that stood out to me from it, without giving too much away, is just how much he liked reading in general. It talks about his time in prison and how he would sneak after the lights were off to read under the covers and shit. He said something to the effect of, if I could spend all my time reading, I would do that. Another little tidbit, I don't want to spoil too much, but he worked in a kitchen with Red Fox at in his younger adult days, I think in his Detroit Red days. So if you're a comedy fan, it's an interesting little fun fact. But yeah, it just kind of covers, obviously, his whole life from his childhood to his time. I mean, this guy went from being a pimp in organized crime to becoming, a renowned civil rights leader. So, if you're just trying to lose that weight or start eating right or whatever, if you can accomplish that, or if he can accomplish all that shit, you can do that. It kind of makes you realize what's possible, what you can accomplish if you really are focused and are trying to do shit. So it also talks about his time with the Nation of Islam and Elijah Muhammad and his split from them afterward. And then his trip to Mecca, where he kind of undergoes a personal transformation towards the end of his life. Obviously, he was a controversial figure. I think this book was banned in certain places at certain times. That's how you know it's good. It won Time Magazine's one of their books of the century, I believe. I can't remember the exact award or whatever. But yeah, that's my book of the month, Autobiography of Malcolm X. Read it. Or don't. Nah, you should read it.